Anyway, hey, I just came from Chicago, to be honest, and arrived in Hong Kong like, 3-4 days ago. The unfortunate thing is I am now in quarantine for 1 week, and it is really a long process. And besides flying from United States back to Chicago is so tiring, but definitely is a long one. Excuse me a second, I just want to do something. So sorry about that. Anyway, I just want to let you know we just came back from Hong Kong, and it was a long flight. Besides flying almost 20 hours from Chicago to Hong Kong, I also need to spend 6 hours to process all the documents in Hong Kong, which is really long. So, and now we have to spend 7 days in quarantine. But it's a good experience. I think it's really good to see what you have to do in quarantine. So anyway, just to share with you, this is the present situation. Anyway， 各位朋友，我係 Andrew 啊，我啱啱翻咗嚟啦。咁但係其實咧，我依家真係香港啦。咁就由美國翻嚟咧，哇，都好辛苦啊！要坐咗差唔多20個鐘頭飛機，再加6個鐘頭咧喺個機場咧去process 你嗰啲所謂叫做paper 啦。咁所以其實一個都好繁複嘅嘢嘅。咁其實咧今日咧我呢個題目係好特別白金遜病好多朋友話俾佢聽，哇！我想知道多啲啊，因為佢都見到好多人咧，如果有白身咪好驚嘅。Actually, this topic, a lot of people has actually written to me and say that they were really concerned about Parkinson's disease because Parkinson is very common to diabetes. So how do you get that? What is the relationship and what is the link, basically? So hopefully today we'll get a better understanding because I hope after this webinar, you are not going to fall into the trap, are going to get yourself into Parkinson's disease. I don't think that will be ever good. So that is something that you don't want to be there. So anyway, so let me start off our webinar now and get you guys set it up. So I will share my screen here and go from there, and then you can able to OK 各位同友嗱，我哋咧就希望咧你哋唔會即係 fall into 呢個有白金遜嘅問題啦，因為如果有白金遜嘅問題真係好慘嘅。咁白金遜咧係一個好長遠嘅病，同埋咧係冇得醫嘅。咁所以咧我都希望你唔會變咗咁。所以今日嘅 webinar 係對你好有幫助咧，係點能夠防禦呢個病啊？咁所以變咗嚟講，呢個係一個好嘅東西。OK。So I have a lot of people, thank you very much, from people from Hawaii, from Canada, from Los Angeles, from Singapore, from Hong Kong, from Philippines, also from Indonesia, Malaysia. Wow, there's a lot of different people from all over the world. And I did actually receive a lot of questions, and they were all interested how this link of Parkinson's disease. And that's why I thought this is a really important message for everybody. Now, first of all, I just want to catch up. Give me a couple of minutes. Just a lot of new people comes in. I want to make sure they know. As you know, if you are diabetes, you really cannot get well. All you can do is control your disease. So in other words, you got to make sure your A1C is below 6.4 and don't go over that. If you are pre-diabetic, definitely you are not going to move that over to 6.4. And then you become a diabetes after 6.5% A1C, then you are diabetes. Now, if you are already diabetic, make sure you lower your A1C from whatever number, maybe 10, could be 8, whatever, lower down to 6.4 and below. And I saw a lot of people in my own eye, they can do it. And that, believe me, that definitely works. Now, also for pre-diabetic patient, you have the same goal. For a diabetic patient, same thing, you have to lower your blood sugar. Now, remember this, diabetes or pre-diabetic, you don't get well. You basically can control, maintain this A1C below that. So how you do that? Basically, it has to be proper dieting, exercise, weight management to control diabetes. Poke your finger to understand your blood sugar all the time. Your diet has to be no white food, basically, or limited your white food, no soda or juice. And certainly drinking Lowsutea definitely will help you. You can drink cold or hot, and then it will help you bring down lower blood sugar, and also help you detox and lower your cholesterol. Now, how diabetes being worked is because once your LDL goes up, it will damage your B cells of the pancreas, so the B cell doesn't come out to attach the sugar going to your cells. And as time goes on, you just continue to make your blood and sugar go up and become thickening. That result, your vessel become all hardening with plaques, blood pressure go up. That's the second stage. And the third stage is if you don't do anything, continue to eat the same thing, same diet, then that result, your A1C will go up from 5.7 all the way to 6.4. And a lot of people don't know that. And the problem is when you know that, a lot of times it's too late. You're already 6.5 and up. So you really have to catch it early and don't convert to be a 6.5 and above. The fourth stage, if you don't do anything, don't do lifestyle changes, don't change your diet, yes, definitely you become a diabetes. Certainly you might, some of the continue followers that might heard that over again. But you got to remember that that's how it goes. And some of the new guy comes in, they have to also know. So how Lowsutea work, basically, we have guava leaves that is blocking the sugar going to the blood vessels. And then that bitter melon that will take the cells, bitter melon take the sugar into the cells. And then that cholesterol, they will also take the cholesterol out from the urine out, okay? And also there is salt taken out and detox. So that become a very, very good stuff because at the end of the day, you lower your blood sugar, lower your blood pressure, and you're also able to detox. So all those, Lowsutea can help you do that. Now, if you don't do that, what is your risk? Basically, the risk is you have risk of stroke, you have the risk of cataract, risk of glaucoma, pancreas malfunction, risk of heart attack, nerve damage, high blood pressure, amputation, diabetic nephropathy, also sexual dysfunction. 30% of the people really have sexual dysfunction when you're diabetes. That's really sad. And they could be young, could be 40 years old, and they have no more sex. Okay? So, 各位堂友嗱，記住咧，糖尿病永遠唔好嘅，所以變咗嚟講咧，點解有呢個去糖茶會幫助你咧？第一，如果有去糖茶咧，當你食個番石榴咧，佢 block 到啲糖入去血管裏邊啦。第二樣嘢就有個苦瓜係帶啲糖，好似胰島素一樣帶糖去細胞裏邊啦。咁亦都呢個有特別 function 咧，苦瓜可以帶啲糖，唔會入 soft 翻喺個尿道嗰度入血管。佢就 basically 啲糖同埋膽固醇同埋鹽咧，由尿嗰度走出嚟，咁 end up 咧你又撈咗你個降低糖啦，降低你嘅血壓啦，同埋咧好多人食咗冇腳腫啦，同埋仲有排毒，咁呢個係一個十分好嘅 function。但係如果咩嘅唔做嘅時候咧，有可能咧你就 end up 有一樣嘢好特別咧，就係點咧？另一樣嘢就係如果啲糖嘅好高咧，有 risk of stroke 啦，你眼嘅有白內障啦。你個胰臟唔 work 啦，心臟病啦，同埋仲有咧神經系統損壞啦。嗱，呢啲嘢全部壞咗之後唔翻得轉頭㗎，記住啊！所以我哋一定要每一次咧都係要將你血糖咧降低個 A1C 係6.4以下。咁啊血壓高啦，嗱你繼續如果係血糖高咧，所有血管都係繼續壞嘅，所以就唔正仔嘅。咁如果係咁咧，你可能你個腎壞咧要洗腎啦，同埋你損毀底下任何嘅地方咧。你因為嗰啲血液循環唔好咧，咁你可能咧要斬咗個腳，因為爛嘅隻腳繼續爛，咁同埋咧性功能冇咗啦，咁所以其實呢啲嘢全部係對好有問題嘅。咁其實去糖茶咧係好重要咧，有個特別嘅節目咧，5個節目。第一，你飲去糖茶啦，同埋咧仲有我哋教你點去食啲low 嘅 carb 嘅 diet 啦，同埋 low fat 啦。咁我有5個 program 嘅 exercise 啦、weight control 啦，同 埋依家我講緊啲 webinar 啦，同埋又係點去 track 啲血糖啦。希望最後咧就幫助你血糖咧降低同埋令到一個 better 一個好啲嘅level。咁我哋好多糖友由 A1C 10咧係降5.7嘅。So really at the end of the day, our objective of Lowsutea really is helping people who have elevated blood sugar, who are pre-diabetic, they won't convert to be diabetes. We'll postpone their conversion. If we can postpone them for 20 years, imagine that you will save on the drugs, health, everything. It's so good. And if they're a diabetic patient, we also delayed all the potential complication of diabetes with the following 5 programs. We're going to have diet control, and we'll teach you a lot of things about how to eat healthier, low-carb diet, low-fat diet, and then at that day, you can lower your blood sugar. So drinking Lowsutea will help you lower your blood sugar and cholesterol. We'll teach you about exercise program, because with exercise program, you definitely lower your blood sugar, and we definitely have weight control program. You make sure your BMI lower than 23. Listen to our webinar, because every week we will teach you something new and tracking your blood sugar and get you the average, better health blood sugar level. And that is our whole objective. So anyway, today we are going to talk about diabetes and Parkinson. How is that linked? So 今日我哋講座咧就講我哋如果係有糖尿患病者同白金遜病有咩關係咧？嗱，好多人都唔知有呢樣嘢嘅喎，因為咧我已經有好多糖友咧寫緊WhatsApp 俾我問啊，哇係咪咁㗎？係咪真係有啲咁嘅嘢㗎？A lot of people actually already wrote to me. They thought, cannot be. How can Parkinson-related diabetes? And so they're really excited to learn. And I noticed today quite a few people who wrote as these here to actually asking this question. I think it's very good. At least you guys are interested to learn, because a lot of people don't realize diabetes could be linked to Parkinson. And I saw a lot of Parkinson people actually are diabetes. Now, there's a lot of study, and this is all recent study. And so it showed that type 2 diabetic, 21% of the type 2 diabetic patients are having Parkinson's symptom, and they continue to progress if their blood sugar are not lower, okay? And a study identified also there are common genes, and these genes also are in both the Parkinson and diabetic disease, type 2 diabetic disease. They have this particular gene, which increase the possibility to develop Parkinson. And so in conclusion, so really, if you can able to treat your diabetic type 2 and net result, your blood sugar continue good level, you might have decreased the risk, become a Parkinson's disease person, and will not give you the progression of Parkinson's disease. Imagine Parkinson cannot be cured. Imagine that. It'll just get worse and worse and worse. So this seminar, we hope we can provide you some insight so you start preparing yourself, don't get into Parkinson, because that is a very, very dysfunction disease. In other words, you cannot work and all that. And later on, we'll talk about what is Parkinson's disease. 嗱，各位糖友，其實咧，點解我要講呢樣嘢咧？白金遜咧，其實好多糖友咧就寫信俾我，話俾 WhatsApp 啦，唔係寫信啦。咁問下話係咪真係有啲咁嘅嘢㗎？糖尿病同白金遜有咁聯繫㗎？咁其實係嘅，因為好多呢啲喺個報告 study 裏邊咧，二型糖尿病咧有21% 嘅白金遜病人咧都有同樣二型糖尿病同埋佢個白金遜嘅病狀出現，同埋咧一路落去嘅時候咧繼續落去白金遜越整越差，係有呢個 relationship 嘅。咁第二樣嘢咧，好多人咧亦都知道咧。原來喺白金遜同埋糖尿病咧有個呢個 gene 有個身體裏邊咧有一個gene 咧係同樣都兩方面都有嘅，咁所以變咗嚟講咧 genetically 咧就大家都係有咁嘅嘢喺度喎，咁變咗嚟講，如果你有呢個 gene， 即係話你會有呢個白金遜嘅機會係高嘅，咁所以變咗嚟講咧，佢哋有個 conclusion 咧就話OK， 如果我哋能夠將糖尿病二型糖尿病係控制到啦，咁我個機會有白金遜病同埋我如果有白金遜會繼續 progress 落去咧，就低咗好多嘅。咁你當然啦，你就有個嘅機會少咗白金遜病啦，同埋亦都唔會變咗白金遜病好重要啊。咁喺個 呢個 webinar 希望可能夠俾到呢個資料你咧，能夠了解多啲，咁你能夠去 prevent 你自己會變咗白金遜病。咁首先咧，了解係咩叫白金遜病先。So first of all, we talk about what is Parkinson's disease, because really at the end of the day, if you don't understand what Parkinson's disease, then you don't know what it is, right? So let's learn about a little bit of Parkinson's disease. Now, Parkinson's disease is a nerve system, your body, the whole nerve system, that disorder that affect the entire movement. Now, the symptoms are usually started off a very gradual. You usually start gradual with tremor, get one hand cannot move, or they'll start trembling and very stiff and slower movement. A lot of times you see people will go like this and start moving like that. And that is the kind of early stage of Parkinson's disease. You still have older folks, not the normal, definitely this is not the normal age, but it's really the Parkinson's disease. You will see that start doing this, and the face also gets slowly, a little bit slowly become no expression. And then your arm swing walk is kind of weird. It's kind of stiff, you know, it doesn't swing like normal swinging. Like you walk, normal say, they kind of like a stiff. Matter of fact, some people said it's like a mechanical man sometimes. Okay, the worst yet, your speech becomes soft and slurred. So you can't really speak properly. As you go disease progress further, your symptom of the entire speech, you're walking, you become very stiff, you guys getting tremor, and basically your diabetic also get worse. And so net result, your progression is just getting worse. It doesn't reverse. In other words, you cannot say, I give you medication, you get better, become a total different person. I will not get tremor. I will get well. Doesn't get well. The sad part is Parkinson's disease can't be cured. Just like diabetes, it cannot be cured. Cindy, hold on. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, Parkinson cannot be cured, and you will be continue just making medication. You can only improve your symptom. Now, like tremor can be improved further, but it's not necessary. You can get yourself with a better cure. You cannot. Okay, so you make sure that you have to be getting medication and continue have the early stage and get your Parkinson's disease to get well by eating medication, by just decrease your tremor, but you cannot get well. So anyway, let me further give you additional information. I need to just disappear for 2 minutes because the nurse came over, want me to do a COVID test. So let me have just a couple of minutes disappear. No, I'm do you want to do yours first? No, yeah, I'll do first. I do first. Oh, I do first. Oh, sure. I do first. Okay, sorry about that. Unfortunately, I'm in quarantine, so the nurse will come over here to do a COVID test to basically just get us to make sure that we are okay. So, but anyway, I have a negative COVID test, but they just keep checking me to make sure I'm continue to be okay. So again, the symptom is mainly trimming of hand. That's what the typical trimmer. One hand started off. And a lot of times it's very common, either right hand or left hand, they have one hand trimmer. And eventually, as time goes on, the movement are all slowly become very stiff, face expression, everything, no more expression, and the arm cannot swing anymore. So this is very, very common. And speech becomes slur, and then the disease just continue to progress and getting worse. So when you have diabetes, Parkinson, and type 2 diabetes, both disease is the same, doesn't get well. Only thing, you take some medication, they can able to improve some of the symptom, which is common, okay? 嗱，各位朋友，記住咧 ，Parkinson disease 咧，即係白金遜咧，就唔會好嘅，因為咧佢嘅開始嘅時候，好多人咧就開始隻手開始震啦，係咁震，佢咁喐揈下嘅。行起嘅時候咧，就開始咧個人咧就好似好硬晒咁嘅。咁同埋咧，由喺最初期嘅時候咧，佢面咧就開始好似冇晒表情，同埋咧就仲有咧就好似好 stiff 樣都好似硬晒咁嘅。講嘢有少少 slur 咧，或者講嘢有 soft 啦。當然食藥係可以降低或者控制繼續控制嗰個所謂嘅即係個 arm swing 嘅問題啦，可能有呢樣嘢，但係佢唔係好嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以咧，其實咧食藥咧係只係能夠 improve 咗一啲 symptom 嘅啫，或者控制佢唔會繼續壞落去咁呢個係會見到，但係佢唔會 cure， 即係話你唔會由嗰日開始去翻會好嘅，呢個就唔會㗎。所以記住咧，白金遜係一個好點講啊，一個好 destruction 嘅 disease 嚟嘅，記住 destruction disease， 即係話你唔會好嘅咁同埋咧就會係令到你見朋友啊又講唔到嘢啊咁。So really at the end of the day, when you have Parkinson's disease, it's not really a good disease because it's really detrimental. From that on, you just doesn't go reverse. Keep that in mind. So, and the research really basically kind of show that the risk of developing Parkinson's disease is highly related to diabetes, type 2 diabetic, because when show that if we treat diabetes real well, in other words, the A1C becomes 6.4, somehow they become Parkinson's disease, and the research show that majority of these patients have good control of diabetes. They don't get Parkinson's disease. And also, if they do get Parkinson's disease, they don't get so worse. They don't get progress. In other words, they won't get really get worse. So that is very, very important to basically control your diabetes. I think that is something that you gotta keep that in mind. And so net result, I would suggest, first of all, always control your diabetes, type 2 diabetes with a better A1C. And I'll tell you later on what's that mean. 嗱，各位朋友喺所有嘅 research 裏邊咧，即係呢啲我哋做好多 study 㗎啦，研究裏邊咧睇到咧，原來當你嘅糖尿病係控制好嘅話咧，你有白金遜嘅機會咧係全部降低嘅。就算你有咧，都落去咧個白金遜唔會差。即係話你 A1C 如果去到6.4喎唔係話好高仲有10嗰啲你控制10冇意思嘅，因為佢繼續都會差落去嘅。但係如果去到係6點幾或者 under 7咧，你個 chance 加翻去有白金遜 disease 咧，就會係低好多啦。所以變咗嚟講咧，呢個咧係會係一個好提示啦。你希望你哋繼續係 去做呢樣嘢，係幫助你能夠降低你個機會有白金分子。So very important, make sure that you control your diabetes. The chance to get Parkinson's disease is much lower. So, and also in the research, they need to find out why if you're type 2 diabetic, why they will increase your risk to get into Parkinson's disease. And basically, really, a lot of research show that, one, if you're a type 2 diabetic, and you basically, if your blood sugar is always with A1C is 10%, for example, so your whole system, as you know, diabetes, one of the most significant is it affect your entire body. All your vessels will be affected. All your blood vessels, from head, from hand, arm, leg, everywhere, your blood vessel will be affected. So you systematically are actually, once your blood sugar continue to go up, all the vessels are inflamed. Wow, that is a major problem. You have a systemic inflammation of all the rest of the entire body. So net result, that is one of the biggest contribution to Parkinson's disease, okay? Since your whole vessels are all inflamed. Now, when your whole vessels are inflamed, your blood will be extremely difficult to get the blood flow to where? The brain. So increase the possibility Parkinson's disease are also increased, because when your blood doesn't go to the brain, guess what? Your brain cells are going to die. A lot of things are going to happen. So net result, you're going to end up with a very, very, poor blood circulation and blood flow to the brain. And that result, a lot of the brain neuron are damaged, okay? So this nerve cell, when they damage and they're degenerated, meaning they damage, they no longer work anymore. That is the same process. That's what Parkinson's disease is all about. So net result, this is how the Parkinson's disease related to your type 2 diabetes. 各位朋友，點解2型糖尿病咧能夠增加呢個白金遜嘅風險咧？其實好簡單嘅，因為當你糖尿病或者你 A1C 係10% 嘅話咧，咁如果你 A1C 10% 咧 ，guess what？ 你嗰個糖尿病咧，令到你全身嘅血管咧都全部會發脹嘅，即係有 inflammation 啊，即係大咗嘅。因為當你好多糖嘅時候咧，個身體見到你個血管係好多糖咧，就以為你係一個發炎一樣。咁你發炎之後咧，即係話所有嘅血管都係腫咗 ，OK？ 當你腫咗嘅時候咧，弊家伙啦，因為咧呢個咧就係同白金遜嘅病咧都係一式一樣嘅，因為白金遜亦都令到你所有血管都係腫咗嘅。咁所以咧，同呢兩個係呢個糖尿病2型咧都係一樣咁嘅嘢，全部成身血管都係會發脹最腫。當你腫咗嘅時候咧，你嗰啲血咧就唔係咁容易咧由個全身走去個腦嗰度。咁你腦嘅時候咧，係嗰啲血管咧全部都唔夠血上去嘅時候咧，你啲腦嘅細胞咧就開始壞啦。咁你開始壞嘅時候咧，咁咧你就其實喺嗰個白金遜嘅病咧，都係同樣整壞咗你嗰個所謂嘅腦嘅細胞嘅腦嘅細胞。咁如果腦嘅細胞壞咗之後，所有啲神經系統啊壞咗，咁然後咧你個白金遜嘅症狀咧全部一齊係咁出嚟嘅，咁所以變咗係 highly related 啦咁呢個就所以你知道點解會係糖尿病2型咧係見到會係同白金遜一樣嘅東西咧，就咁原因啦。So in type 2 diabetic and Parkinson, and really at the end, how that link, now we know about all the blood vessels are inflamed because you have high blood sugar. And your brain cells, your brain vessels also inflame, and that result that actually damage your nerve of the brain and your cells of the brain. And if you are continue to have high blood sugar, and that result, your Parkinson is basically you're just cooking up yourself to be a Parkinson candidate. And really, at the end of the day, this is not related to age. Age is not really necessary you got Parkinson. But if you have diabetes and also your age, then this will be the risk factor for your diabetes. If you're normal age and you have no diabetes, that is not an issue. You will not get Parkinson. On top of that, you have another one, which is a generic disease. If you have certain genes, in other words, in your body, if you have typical genes, then you also added the 20% of the risk to get your Parkinson's disease. So your genes is so important. Now, the thing is, many of these people has this genes, and if 20% of this gene, you have diabetes, you have this gene, and Parkinson have this gene, you have that actually added risk. Okay? 嗱，各位堂友，好重要咧。其實咧，當你頭先講咗啦，你如果有糖尿病二型咧，所有血管都會係發脹，因為你好似即係發炎一樣，所有腫咗嘅。咁帕金遜又係上咗腫咗，咁啲血就去唔到腦度啦，咁個腦就開始壞啦。咁變咗壞嘅時候咧，一路繼續係糖尿病高啦，你成日都係10% 嘅 A1C 咧，咁呢個咧就帶動到咧，你真係最後咧就會變咗帕金遜病嘅。OK， 咁當然啦，好多人就話：喂，我腦會唔會有啊？如果你冇糖尿病咧，個 chance 你腦咧唔會高係有帕金遜病嘅。但係如果你有糖尿，再加埋腦咧，咁當然啦，呢個亦都係一個好大嘅 factor 俾你帕金遜病。因為腦係可能有，但係就唔係咁高。如果但係你腦再加糖尿病咧，係會高。同埋仲有一樣嘢，有可能你有個 genes 咁你裏邊嘅遺傳嘅genes 裏邊咧，你有可能有呢個 genes 咧，咁你就會能夠令到你咧有20%咧有個 risk 係更加會帕金遜病。所以呢個咧係幾樣嘢一齊嚟咧，就要繼續係關注呢樣嘢嘅。OK。咁仲有啦 ，so also very important, how do you decrease the risk of getting Parkinson's disease? So now you know my blood sugar is high now. So how can I lower my risk to become a Parkinson patient? Now, very simple. One, you have to lower your blood sugar so you can decrease all the other health risks, including heart disease, stroke, nerve damage, visual loss, and kidney failure. Remember, when you have high blood sugar, you're going to have chance of heart disease, you have chance of stroke, you have chances nerve damage, you can also have glaucoma, visual damage, and so also kidney disease. So really, at the end of the day, you kill using one stone and kill many, many birds, right? Because now you can manage decrease the risk of Parkinson's disease, plus you can lower your blood sugar, and also you can lower your potential other disease such as heart disease, stroke, nerve damage, visual loss, kidney failure, and certainly what a lot of people don't realize, you can also not necessarily decrease your sexual function, which is really important, right? So if you have better diabetic management, meaning you continue to lower your blood sugar for A1C to 6.4 and below, doing a lifestyle change with proper dieting, including drinking Lowsutea, you get exercise, low carb diet, weight control, and then tracking your blood, learning more about what is the blood sugar after 2 hours you eat, so you can able to continue let the blood sugar did not move up to like 15 or 180. So you really can able to manage that. And on top of that, there's so much knowledge. Like listen to a webinar. I appreciate so many people in our webinar every week to understand how to control. And at least now I alert you, you can able to potentially get Parkinson's disease if you don't manage your blood sugar well. So you continue to listen to kind of webinar, tracking your blood, working with your healthcare professional to improve your total health. Then you can basically, you will not get Parkinson and you increase total health, better health for you. 嗱，其實 你問下點解能夠可以控制到我唔會有呢個機會有帕金遜病咧？其實好簡單，第一係降低你嘅血糖，因為咧如果你唔降低你血糖咧，其實你仲有好多病會出現嘅，好似心臟病啦、中風啦、神經系統損壞啦、眼盲啦，或者係要洗腎啦，仲有冇咗即係性功能啦，呢啲嘢全部咧都係關於降低血糖嘅工作嚟嘅。所以如果做到呢樣嘢，哇！其實你差唔多做一樣嘢，全部都搞掂咗，你全身都幾好，哇幾好啊！冇咗帕金遜病，仲有冇咗啲心臟病啊、stroke 啊、nerve damage 啊，全部冇曬，咁幾正。咁其實咧，如果你係可以幫你自己係能夠 better manage， 能夠管理嘅你自己嘅即係個生活習慣。改咗佢嘅你所有食嘅東西，唔好愛咁多高嘅碳水化合食物啦，飲去糖茶啦，仲有去做多 exercise 啦，1萬步一個禮拜4次啦，同埋仲有你控制你嘅磅數啦，有 BMI 要23啦，咁同埋咧要繼續篤你手指咧去睇你糖有幾多。如果你冇篤手指咧，買個 Abbott Libby 機咧。做2-3個月你都可以計到你自己幾多，咁啊繼續用翻同樣嘢咧。咁好多我哋糖友咧都用 Abbott Libby 咧係做2-3個月咧係繼續 monitor，改咗生活習慣之後咧，哇佢哋全部都繼續好用。咁然後又幾個月後又再做一次，咁佢哋覺得好有用。雖然個價錢只係千零蚊，但係佢能夠改變咗個成個生活習慣。咁變咗嚟講咧，身體咧會好翻啦，亦都能夠控制到唔會有呢個帕金遜病。So at the research, so possibly in type 2 diabetic is definitely increase the risk of Parkinson's disease, right? In summary. But basically the reason is because when you have type 2 diabetic, all your vessels, remember, you're type 2 diabetic, all your vessels will be inflamed. So that would be terrible because everything you have is boom, go up. It's all inflamed. So when the vessels are inflamed, then everything you have, blood doesn't go to your brain, and it doesn't kind of, because it's inflamed, then blood doesn't go to your brain, then it kind of stops your nerve cell will die. So net result, you kind of lead yourself to be Parkinson's disease because it damaged your nerve in the brain and they don't regenerate, then your brain cells will die, then you start getting all the symptoms we mentioned about. Okay. Secondly, you don't want to continue with elevated blood sugar all the time. Your blood sugar should not be continually high all the time. And suddenly the people who are older, plus you have a genetic that had this Parkinson's disease genes that is potentially type 2 diabetic, 20-something% have this gene, so you will have a high risk. So with that, you definitely want to even further aggressively to monitor your blood sugar and to manage your blood sugar to bring it down to below 6.5%. 6.4 will be good. So managing a lower blood sugar is still the most important element to decrease the risk of Parkinson's disease. But with that, it is wonderful because when you lower your blood sugar, you also have all the other health benefits, including heart attack, nerve damage, eyes disease, you cannot see, glaucoma, kidney damage, amputation. All those things will be disappear because your blood sugar are well managed. You never go over 6.5. Your overall health will be so much better. And you'll be so much better as a person and continue to be healthy along the way without the risk of develop Parkinson's disease. 各位做個總結咧，就係原來 research 所有嘅study 咧，就睇到一樣嘢咧，2型糖尿病咧係會有機會令到你有個風險咧，係做咗呢個帕金遜病嘅。咁其實點解會有呢樣嘢咧？因為第一，你帕金遜病嘅時候，成個身體嘅所有血管咧都係好似發炎一樣脹大咗嘅。咁你發現一個血管脹大咗之後咧，弊家伙啦，好多血咧就去唔到個腦度咧，就 end up 咧就點啊？你個腦細胞咧 同埋嗰啲腦嘅神經系統咧就會損壞。咁損壞咧，呢啲損壞咧全部係 permanent 嘅，即係唔會翻轉頭嘅。咁你就eventually 咧就變咗帕金遜病。咁同埋咧，又長期有個血糖係繼續高嘅話咧，你係個風險咧繼續係咁上去嘅，一路慢一路上。所以好重要咧，如果你唔想有帕金遜病咧，你一定要控制你血糖，能夠令到你嘅血糖咧唔會係高過6.5啦，係6.4啦。越低越好嘅，亦都其實咧有加多所有你嘅身體嘅好處，就係你唔會有心臟病啦，因為你血糖低啊嘛，你亦都唔會血壓高啦，你亦都唔會個眼會有影響你眼盲啦，有 glaucoma 啦，有青光眼啦，你嘅腎唔會壞啦，你要洗腎啦，咁其實係好多不同嘅 benefit， 所以咧其實咧你如果係控制到個血糖咧，你冇咗帕金遜病嘅風險，亦都全身體都好。咁所以變咗嚟咧，今日咧係俾你多一個了解，知道原來有呢個 potential 呢個風險嘅。咁你就能夠繼續咧係希望你哋唔會變咗有呢個將來嘅帕金遜病。So I hope this lecture, this webinar, give you an alertness how important you need to continue to manage your lower blood sugar all the way through. No matter what you try to do, get your blood sugar with an A1C lower than 6.4. So today, I'm going to give you a very nice recipe. And the recipe is cauliflower cheese mac. As you know, you have a lot of macaroni, but we now get a low carb as a nice, you can be a lunch, could be a dinner. It's called cauliflower cheese mac, 15-gram carbs dish. And maybe you can all take a picture first. You have 100-gram bacon or ham, 1 small onion, 300 ml of heavy cream, 150 gram of cheddar cheese, 50 gram of butter, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, salt, pepper, and paprika, and also bake it 10 to 15 minutes at 200 degrees C or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is the recipe. Take a picture, and I will next following the, take a picture, and then next I will follow through by giving a video to see the demonstration. So hope you can enjoy this. Very delicious because you don't need a diabetic to eat this. Anybody can eat this. It's so good. Even my father at 93 years old, he loved this dish. He said, this is really good. So try this. So I'm going to show you basically, I will show you the video so you guys can able to see it. Hi, I'm Angela, Lowsutea president. Hi, I'm Angela, Lowsutea president. Hi, come in there. So we will have a really interesting, actually a very good lunch or dinner dish for you because it's actually called a cauliflower cheese mac. Now, certainly a lot of people say, wow, macaroni mac will be good, but this is cauliflower cheese mac. So it's very different because we don't have the starchy macaroni. It's only the cauliflower. It's about 10 gram carb. So it's a very delicious dish and it's easy to make. Let me go. 我係 Angela hello。今日咧做一個好特別嘅東西咧，就係椰菜花 macaroni 咧。應該人哋話唔係喎，我而家係椰菜花 cheese 嘅好靚嘅 dish。咁可以晏就得。晚黑dinner 得，好容易做嘅啫。嗱，首先咧，第一你一定要有個椰菜花啦，呢個咁嘅椰菜花一嚿咁講啦。So you have a 1 head of cauliflower, so you just cut it and make it like a small piece like that, and put it into the microwave for about 5 minutes and let it cook it. Very simple. Then in the sense that you put a some ham, about 100 grams of hams, or I use bacon today. So 你可以用100個 gram 嘅 ham 或者 bacon 啦。咁然後咧就一個細嘅 onion， 呢個細嘅依家我想咧就係 brown 嘅 onion 啦。其實我已經 brown 咗嗰個bacon 㗎啦。I already browned the bacon, so it's easier to make. So a small onion and 300 ml, and this is a 300 ml of heavy cream. This is a 300 ml heavy cream, and then 150 gram of cheddar cheese, 150 gram of butter, this bit butter, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then you have 1 teaspoon of pepper and paprika. This is paprika. So first, I'm gonna go through with the onion. So brown it first, and very easy to do. Just brown. I put some olive oil. 咁首先咧，我就俾啲 onion 咧 brown 咗先，好簡單，啲 onion 白咗就得㗎啦。咁然後咧，so you just stir fry the onion until it's gonna turn white and it's almost white. Okay, so it's very easy. And then you can actually, what I do is I will just dump this inside here and just cook a little more. Actually stir the bacon a bit already. So this just further to stir fry a little bit more. Wow, it's so nice. It's very, very, wow, delicious. It's already smelled good. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So good. Excellent. So anyway, so now let it simmer a bit more that we can able to, okay, pretty much now we'll go put it onto the dish already. Okay, we'll cook it later again. Okay, here we go. Okay, now the next step we'll do is we'll be making a sauce, the cheese sauce. So we're gonna get the cheese sauce. So the fire is slightly on the high side. We'll lower the fire. So we put the butter in, and so now we're gonna make cheese sauce. And then we'll put the paprika. We'll put the paprika down, go inside paprika. And then the garlic powder. And the salt and pepper inside. Oh, it's really nice. Then what we'll do is we put the cream, 300 ml of heavy cream. Okay, so we just slowly put the cream sauce on. Sounds easy to do. Okay, we'll stir a bit. And now what we'll do later, after stir real well, then we will, next step is we're gonna put onto my cheese in there. So let it boil a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to put the cheese inside to make sure that it starts slowly making the sauce, the whole thing go inside there. Is that easy? So all you do is just slowly do the thing. It's very easy to do. Okay, wow, the cheese sauce looking super good. Okay, and you gotta get the cheese to be all melted. 如果你 cheese 一焗嘅時候咧，就會令到成個即係 sauce 咧，要所有 cheese 溶晒，咁先係 OK 嘅話，咁你咧即係應該就好 creamy 嘅最後啦，越整越 creamy 啦，因為搞下搞下你可以睇到咧，就啲 cheese 咧就十分 creamy。 咁嗰啲嘢咧就可以能夠可以開始慢慢煮得好熟，同埋咧就啲cheese 咧又可以撈得好勻，最緊要撈得勻啦。So you have to mix the cheese well. So easy to make. It's very easy to make. And so, okay, looking good. Okay, so you see how nice? Very good. Beautiful. Wow, the cheese are getting there. Okay, now it's getting to very creamy. It used to be very watery, right? 依家就好 creamy 啦，睇到啊？咁咧你就可以將呢啲嘢咧係倒晒落去。Okay, so now because it's all creamy, cheesy, the sauce looking good. So now I'm going to get this into also the inside there, looking good. Okay, now I'm going to put the cauliflower in there too. 咁啊，依家你睇下成個 cheese 好靚仔啊！咁啦，我就 put 個 cauliflower in there 啦。依家啊，睇下好。嗱，咁應該咧煮實晒、俾晒之後咧，咁然後咧就擺個 sauce 落去。咁啊，好簡單。You see, you make sure you mix it well. Okay, you see how nice? Oh man, it's good. This is really beautiful. Okay, wow, this is wonderful. It's very looking delicious. You see, everything really got together. You can actually eat it right away before baking, but actually you have to bake it to make it even nicer. Make it one more step. You see, make a big. Wow, this is so nice. This is great stuff. Oh, wow. This is, oh man, this is, wow, I'm hungry already. Wow, this is really looking very, very nice, cheesy, cauliflower macaroni, but this not, macaroni, but it's cauliflower, so the name is kind of nice, and I think this is really, truly delicious. So, okay, now, what I will do is I transfer this into the plate, and then after that, I will have to bake it, and I'll show you what to do next step, okay? I'll put it into the plate. 咁我而家把你撈咗晒cheese，你幾靚仔，你睇下 ，OK？ 依家咧就去放呢個咧，就喺嗰啲 cheese 咧喺嗰個上邊 ，OK？ 咁我嗱 put 到晒啦，咁我依家或者閂咗相機，咁然後拎開呢個煲。呢個 pan， 咁你就可能夠睇得更加清楚。So I'm going to turn off the camera now, so we can able to see what we do next step, and so I get a little more room here. So turn off the camera right now. Okay, good. Does that look nice? So wonderful. Hi, I'm back. I took away my frying pan, so now I'm going to put some cheddar cheese in there, and this is. You have 50, you have rest of the different strategies that you can sprinkle like this. And this is how you do it. You don't have to put a lot because it might be too cheesy. So it depends how you like. You want to be more cheesy, you can put more cheese. You don't need a lot of cheese, you don't have to make a lot of cheese, okay? So basically, it's already very cheesy. I actually take a little bit, and that's it. And that's all you do. This is good stuff. So now then, what I will next step is I will do a little Italian seasoning. Okay, Italian seasoning. And just come through here and make it more tasty. Okay, it's done. Now we're gonna bring it to the oven to bake it 10 to 15 minutes, 200 degrees C or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. 咁依家咧我就拎去 oven 嗰度焗咧。10至15分鐘係200度 C 或者係390度 Fahrenheit。咁陣間再見你。Hi, Angela, I'm back. Guess what? The oven just said ding and came out just like this. You see how beautiful that is? Wow! 我啱啱喺個 oven 攞翻出嚟咧就好正，出嚟嘅效果係好好睇嘅。 咁我而家試下 how does it taste like? Wow, look at this. This is the cauliflower. 呢個就係椰菜花，好多芝士，大概10 gram 到，好食。試下先啊。So I will try this, and instead of your typical macaroni cheese, but this is not macaroni. This is cauliflower. Wow, it will be made different because it will 10 gram carbs. Okay, let's see. Very cheesy, very delicious. Wow. It's probably one of the best cheese cauliflower I ever ate. It is very delicious, very cheesy, very smooth. It's just wonderful. So here you go. This is a wonderful dish for lunch or dinner, and eat it together with all the other salad or so. Wow, this is good recipe. So have fun, enjoy. I will see you next week. Okay, that will be very nice that can able to hope you can enjoy these cauliflower dishes. So anyway, I do have some questions. First of all, answer cauliflower, how much for this recipe? Meaning how much, meaning the cost or the, I guess maybe, Eugene, maybe you can clarify, you mean the recipe? They said about 10 to 15 gram carbs. So that's what you're looking for. Because it is, the cost is not that much actually, because you got 1 head of cauliflower, the quantity, it's just one head of cauliflower is not that big. And the rest of the stuff that is listed here is, the costs are not that much actually. And I basically just got 1 big head of cauliflower, just one big head. And you can able to put the cauliflower together. I guess I'm missing that part. Oh, maybe I didn't wrote that down. Sorry. Yeah, you just need 1 head of cauliflower, 1 head. So you can do that. Yeah, and you can get more if you want to, but 1 head is good. Okay, that's another question. 即係問幾多椰菜花咧？你買一棵椰菜花咁大嚿，咁就可能掹開佢一嚿嚿，咁你就可以做到呢個東西㗎啦。好容易做嘅，真係好容易做。咁第2樣嘢啦。There's a question is talking about if type 1 diabetes, are they also correlated to Parkinson's disease? Now, keep in mind, type 1 diabetes, you basically have no insulin. You're born without really able to get insulin. So you are controlling the amount of insulin, continue to control your blood sugar. So the chances for you to, if you're well controlled by proper amount of insulin injected, so chances your blood sugar going high with A1C more than 6.5, you're supposed to continue to do that. So the chances of that is actually also is similar to type 2 diabetic, but you are better controlled because you inject yourself insulin for your whole life. So hopefully with that, you are better understand what your insulin is going to be. 1型糖尿病有少少唔同，因為1型糖尿病咧，你好細個已經知道我有糖尿病喎，我每日都要打胰島素，因為你本身都冇胰島素嘅，咁你就一定要用你嗰個即係打胰島素，你一定會好注重你有幾多血糖啦，你個成日度你自己有幾多糖啦，咁其實機會咧，如果你控制得到咧，就唔應該有機會，亦都幫助你去咗 Parkinson 嘅 disease 嘅，咁所以變咗嚟講咧。即係個機會係其實 type 2係高啲嘅，因為你好多人都唔識控制㗎嘛，係咪？咁所以變咗係有呢個 issue。So really at the end of the day, type 2 are actually more person get Parkinson because many of us are not really know how to control our diabetes. And a lot of times they actually from since they usually get the type 2 diabetics of 50, 60 years old. So net result, many of them actually let the blood sugar go up as high as, A1C 10% or 9% or 15%, even as high as that. So net result, the chances for you to Parkinson is actually much higher because you really don't have the habit of managing blood sugar. So I hope that this will answer our question and basically alerting you guys. And really, at the end of the day, you got to be wonderful that do not try to put yourself into that shoes of getting Parkinson because it's really a nerve degeneration disease and you won't get well. Once you get it, it won't get back to your normal sort of self. You will just stay where it is. You can control and basically don't get worse, hopefully, if you control your blood sugar. And your brain function got to be until allow the blood sugar level to be good. So hopefully I get all the answer to answer your question. And I appreciate and your busy Saturday, you are able to listen this webinar to understand a little more about the relationship between diabetes, type 2 diabetic and also Parkinson disease. 係好多堂友，多謝晒你有你咁忙嘅時間，由香港有成10幾人喺度咧聽呢個節目啦，咁令到幫助佢哋了解乜嘢叫白金遜同埋糖尿病二型有咩關係啦。咁希望你如果了解呢個咧，就能夠繼續控制你嘅糖咧，唔會 get worse of 你嘅糖尿病。同埋咧，你如果控制到個糖尿病咧，又唔會有白金遜啦，又唔會有心臟病啦，血壓高啦，腦神經系統壞啦 ，Parkinson 啦，亦都減低你嘅神經系統嘅損毀啦，同埋腎唔會壞啦，即係好多 benefit 嘅。所以呢個咧真係控制血糖咧係大大幫助你。So remember when this is like kill one bird, one stone kill many birds. You kill using one stone and kill many birds because when you can better control your type 2 diabetes, not elevate higher blood sugar level, you know what? You got to eliminate the risk of heart disease, kidney disease, eye risk of glaucoma, blindness, and also all the nerve damage, your Parkinson. You won't become a Parkinson person, and plus, you will not destroy your whole sexual function. So this is tremendous benefit. So keep at it and continue to drink Lowsutea to help you lower your blood sugar. And I hope to see you next week again. Thank you very much on your busy Saturday joining us. Have a nice weekend. You take care. Bye-bye.